Pro Football Weekly is playing the Cover 3. We bring you under-the-radar stories from 3 of our editors from Wild Card Weekend.
Coming off a very disappointing loss in the playoffs last year to the Packers, the Falcons went into the offseason looking to get more explosive on offense, and they did it. They traded up 21 spots in the first round to acquire Julio Jones. But that offense that was supposed to be so much more explosive didn't produce a single point Sunday in the loss to the Giants. And maybe when the Falcons were trying to get so much more explosive, they failed to realize how much they need to strengthen that front 5 on offense. Because on 2 different occasions Sunday, the offensive line couldn't get the push it needed to pick up a first down on 4th and inches. You can disagree with Mike Smith's play calling. Maybe he didn't get creative enough on those calls. But my advice for Atlanta going into this offseason is focus less on the flash and focus more on what's going on up front.
Tim Tebow and the Broncos turn in a heroic performance Sunday night in Denver, beating the Steelers, but don't discount the injuries on the Pittsburgh side of things as to why things turn out the way they did. Casey Hampton left the game, so did Brett Kiesel, Max Starks. They were dropping like flies on the Pittsburgh sideline. LaMar Woodley even missed a few snaps. You also had Ben Roethlisberger playing on that bad ankle. Whatever shot he got at halftime helped, but you can't help but think that it affected him in some way. Rashard Mendenhall was not there as well. Isaac Redman was the only running back they could really trust. You had Marquise Pouncey, his replacement Doug Legursky, snapping the ball over Ben's head. That was a huge play in the game as well. But to me, the biggest loss might have been Ryan Clark. Tim Tebow never would have been able to attack downfield, especially on that final play of the game where Troy Polamalu was way out of position, and Ryan Clark, you have to think, might have been there to save the day for the Steelers in overtime.
Rookie defensive end J.J. Watt's tide-turning pick 6 near the end of the first half propelled the Texans to their first ever postseason victory over the Bengals on Saturday. But don't underestimate the value of his teammate and defensive end Antonio Smith, who has been a constant force on that defensive line all season long. Smith picked perhaps the best time of the season to have his best game as a Texan when he came up with a sack, 3 tackles for a loss, and was a regular in the Cincinnati backfield, allowing his teammates to make plays all afternoon long. Smith's not a guy who's going to get the headlines of a Watt or a Cushing, but he's a big reason why the Texans are still alive and vying for the AFC Championship heading into next weekend.
While most of the young defenders on the Texans defense have never been to the postseason before, Smith is one that has. Remember, he was a part of that Arizona Cardinals defensive line that went to the Super Bowl a few years ago, and don't underestimate the importance of the calming effect a veteran that's been there before can have on an up-and-coming defense. For the best coverage of the league, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.
It's never too early to start thinking about the NFL Draft, and Pro Football Weekly's new draft database has you covered. Check out updated player rankings for over 750 prospects and our exclusive PFW Stock Watch. Just go to the Draft tab at ProFootballWeekly.com.